I'm going to finish off now. I haven't told you everything about his life. It's magical, but there's also tragedy. After he came back from the Test for Echo tour, 97, his only daughter died in a car crash, Selena. And I'll probably go to water again now. Although I did enjoy doing that. That was good. That's good. It's food for the soul, and that's what it is. But what it is his wife Jennifer it broke her heart, and she passed away with cancer again 10 months later. He lost his whole family. And Neil Peart always said, she just died of a broken heart. And we all know, we've all been there, but we carry on, you know, that kind of thing. I lost my brother to cancer last April, so I know how he feels. And that's not going away. My eldest brother's gone, Dad's gone, everyone's gone. It's just me here now, you know, that kind of thing. But I've got my family in South Australia. I've got dear Valmay, Gary, and the nephews, all that sort of stuff. But you're never alone. We're all in it together, as I say. But what Neil Peart did was he just got on his bike and rode. And he put out a book called Ghost Rider. The first part of the book was absolutely tragic because he had to fight the urge just to drive off the road at every curve until he healed, until he was able to see light again, that kind of thing. So, what I'm going to do now is start to wrap the show up. He got back on the horse, so to speak. He got back on his bike. He found happiness again, sort of thing. He married a lady by the name of Carrie Nuttall, and they have a daughter. They survive, you know. Sorry, I'll get it right. Carrie Nuttall and daughter Olivia, and there it is there. As I said, he reinvented his playing style with Freddie Gruber and Peter Erskine and all that stuff. He announced his retirement in December 2015. I've talked about his solos. I haven't talked about his lyrics because I'm going to put some stuff up later on. I've already been doing it through the week. But some of the things that he does is some of the things that he's written is quite brilliant. And I started the show with one of the classic introductions, which is this. There it is there. You know what that is? That's the Toronto, Canada, Toronto Airport call sign in Morse code. And when they heard it, Alex Lifeson, the guitarist, was going for his pilot license, and he was flying in, and you have to do that, you know, sort of Toronto International Airport. And they said, what a great rhythm, let's use it. And it became YYZ, because that's the code. YYZ, I'll read it. YYZ is the airport identification code of Toronto Pearson International Airport near Rush's hometown. There it is. There it is there. And the thing about that, and this is what I'll finish off with, because I am running out of tape and time, is the fact is that every time they heard that, they loved it because they knew they were home. There's that. That's the call sign for their hometown. And let's send him home. I'm going to do this now. Maybe I won't do that one. I'll leave that. Now I've got this. I've got this from Ghost Rider, this book. Take care, okay? This is my dedication to Neil Peart. Really hard to do this, but I found joy in it. It's beautiful, what he's left us. So I'm going to leave you with this. Don't forget that. He's home.
Chapter 3, North to Inuvik. The point of the journey is not to arrive. Anything can happen. Prime Mover, 1987. Parking my motorcycle in front of a motel at the end of a long day on the road could certainly be sweet, like finally exhaling a breath I had been holding all day. But best of all was setting out in the morning. Whatever torments the night had brought, whatever weather the new day threw at me, when I loaded up the bike and swung my leg over the saddle, my whole perspective changed. Focus tightened into the mechanics and mentality of operating the machine, and awareness contracted to that demanding paradigm. Then, as I let in the clutch and turned the throttle, my worldview expanded as I moved into a whole new paradigm of landscapes, highways, and wildlife. Infinite possibilities. Travel writers often feel compelled to try to explain and justify the difference between being a tourist and being a traveler. They cite the etymology of travel in the French word travail, labor, and point out that any independent journey outside the well-worn tourist routes requires extreme will and endurance simply to keep moving forward. One of the most indefatigable of serious travelers, Paul Theroux, explains that after one of his journeys, he hasn't had a vacation, he needs a vacation. But for most of his readers, the armchair travelers, it's only the vicarious, pristine experience they want to share, not the unhygienic, exhausting reality. So many people feel trapped in the workaday predictability of their lives, and their frustrations and dissatisfactions can be simultaneously stimulated and soothed by a non-specific fantasy of getting away. But like all fantasies, this dream vision remained free of consequences, and that alone was the deep, cold distinction between fantasy and reality. No consequences. Watching a movie or reading a novel might make you feel sad or frightened or inspired, but at the end of that experience, nothing has actually happened in your life. The experiences of real life were not like that, as I had certainly come to know. The fantasy image of a free spirit drifting without care or effort through some IMAX movie of breathtaking scenery not only ignored the darker possibilities, breakdown, accident, injury, death, it also omitted the simple joy killers of bad weather, indigestion, toothache, or diesel in your fuel tank. Anything can happen, and scenery is never neutral. So if I always felt a quiet thrill as I set off into the mysteries of a new day, it was often tempered by such realities, both potential and immediate. Leaving Muncho Lake before 6 o'clock on a chilly, overcast morning, for example, the danger was potential, but the cold was immediate. I wore my full foul-weather outfit of long underwear, under the armored leather suit, heated vest and hand grips on full, thin balaclava under my full-face helmet, and the plastic rain suit over it all to help shield me from the cruel wind. A different journey was beginning as I left behind the relatively secure environment of highways and cities and struck off into remote areas of rough roads and widely scattered little settlements. From that day on, I felt less like a traveler and more like an adventurer or misadventurer, for I was very much aware that out here the consequences of pilot error or accident were increasingly severe. Fear was my co-pilot, and there was much to worry about now, in both imagination and reality.